Welcome to the PDR Workshop Podcast, where we provide information about the paintless dent removal process, anywhere from the best business practices, tech tips, and even tool recommendations. Don't forget, you can always join us and engage with the community during our live show every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Thank you for listening and enjoy. How you doing, guys? Chris at Dentless Touch. I want to welcome everybody to the PDR Workshop Podcast. As always, we have Dave O.
What's up, guys?
And today's topic is going to be a quick one. We're going to talk about Glassparency new, it's called Transparent. It's like a warranty kind of coverage that they're offering now.
They were doing stuff with glass, obviously it's Glassparency, but it was just windshield glass, right? That's what they were.
Yeah, so it was a coating. Yeah, so at first it was a coating that you put on the windshield, kind of like a Rain-X, but supposed to be more superior. And you put it on the windshield. It lasts, supposed to be 3-year warranty. And we'll get into in depth with how I feel about that. But it's a 3-year warranty. You apply it for a shop, and the profit margins were definitely there. But the rejuvenation process kind of turned that whole plan, package, opportunity kind of upside down for me.
Just because you had to reapply it? I mean, every so often, or it was saying that it was lasting a certain time and it wasn't?
Yeah, so the profit margin was great, right? Yeah. I'm talking, $80, $90 in it. But the issue was that you needed to keep rejuvenating the product on the glass, but you needed to do it every 3 months. And so we just wasn't set up for them to keep coming in, just the maintenance side of it. If you're a detailer, I think it's a great platform because you can get them to come in for the rejuvenation for maybe some of the coatings. You can get them for detail. It's upsell for detail, not get them, but upsell for details. And so majority of the time people get, a wash and wax every 3 months. So to rejuvenate the glass is nothing.
Yeah. So now,
go ahead.
I was say, so now this company is now offering a warranty style package for businesses. Yeah, so it's a warranty business, and we do a lot with I think it's like Ding Show, Ding Monkey. No, yeah, we currently do. Yes,
NCS, and so some of them are better than others. Some of them we don't deal with, or we refuse to deal with, or to do business with. But on this coverage, they do key fob, interior, headlights, wheel and tire, PPF, the exterior. I think they got a coating one. And they also obviously specialize in the windshield, so they have that as well. Now,
so they're calling these appearance warranty coverages.
Right.
So appearance. This is just for the appearance, just for the outside.
Yep.
So looks like just for the aesthetics.
Insurance.
Got it.
Or coverage that you would need on your vehicle. And so I was able to talk with, I believe his name is Greg, one of the representatives from Transparent. And obviously just from a PDR standpoint, because I don't know anything about these other services and how much money they allocate for these coverages. But on a PDR side, it got me intrigued because of the $1,000 coverage with unlimited repairs within that $1,000. So I said, okay, let me talk to him about signing up to at least being one of those service providers for him. Maybe not sell the product, but the service provider for him. So I try to get an understanding of how they price, because that kind of what it boils down to, and also how do they want us to communicate with their customers. And so what it sounds like is you need to sell the product to kind of be on board to be inside their network for servicing. And what I gather from Greg is about a $75 an hour what they pretty much pay, which is pretty low on our end, especially because of the amount of work that needs to be done on the admin side, and then the liability on certain repairs and this, that, and the third. So with that being said, I kind of coach them on some of the updated metal, aluminum. What about aluminum? What about, the high strength steel? What about R&Iing stuff? and just like typical warranty companies, no
the
thought.
Price and
no thought.
This is what we'll pay you
to
do this, and that's about it.
Yeah,
I think.
crazy.
So we will
Absolutely.
give you money for offering this, but that's the extent of it.
Yeah, that's it. $75 kind of straight off the board. Yeah. They're going to seem like they're going to ask you, well, how long does it take? So if you're a technician,
and it's typically, and I think it's just typically these warranty companies obviously aren't performing the work. They know that the service is available, but they're not really performing the work. So pricing it, obviously, they're not going to, know exactly where we're at with that. But, it's nice to have actually some of these avenues for some of the smaller businesses, smaller solopreneurs out there. These are nice ways to grab leads, make an extra couple bucks.
And with PDR, if you're just solely doing PDR, there's really not a lot of things in this industry that we can upsell.
Correct.
It's either it's going to be, there or still there, or we're going to be removed. There's no really upsell unless you kind of roll into, maybe some detailing and other services. But the nice thing about this, or at least what I was looking at, was that after we remove the dent, we could possibly sell them on some type of coverage for the next time that they come out. They can at least get up to $1,000 worth of repairs done, and they don't need to actually have the burden of that expense next time. So I thought it was great. So a little bit about this service when it's $179 is what they said. It looks like a decent portion of it will go into your escrow, and then if they don't use the coverage, I guess the person that's selling is banking that they won't use the coverage within those 3 years. Then they get 50% of what's in the escrow. So if you sell 200 of them and no one really gets any work done, then you will get 50% of what's in your escrow.
That's nice, at least. I mean,
it is.
Kind of an incentive.
Now, this episode is sponsored by Blim Tools, Mobile Tech RX, and Dentcraft Tools. If you want to support us on the podcast, please head over to their website and see if there's anything that you need for your PDR shop. What I gathered from the short conversation that I had was that the escrow you can only pull out in 3 years. That's a long time to be waiting on your money.
Yeah.
And so you'll be selling this to your customer. So if there's an issue with the price or what is they considered under their criteria for being, covered, it is the customer that's going to come back to you and say, you sold me this product that you're only getting roughly 50% of 100. My memory serves me right. Basically under $200 or under $150 you'll be receiving. If you sell this coverage to the customer and they come back and it's something that is completely out of scope, customers tend not to understand this. We witness this from a dealership. And being a small company and not a dealership, oftentimes we can't say no as quick as a dealership. I mean, dealership, we don't use that company anymore. You got to find someone else.
Yeah.
And that's it. Simple as that.
A bad review for a big dealership is a lot different than a bad review for, a smaller PDR business.
Yeah. And so I didn't really like the escrow side of things. And I will say, guys, I think Dent Time did a thorough podcast, him and Matt Moore. They did a thorough podcast. I think it's like a 1-minute podcast about, this transparent warranty coverage. So go over there to his podcast, and I'll try to leave a little link in the description here. But what Matt was trying to explain to me was that each state has different insurance laws. And because it goes into an escrow for you, with your name on it or the company's name of it, you have to abide by those laws. And a lot of times you can't be an insurance company and a service provider. Yeah, and so Matt dives in a little deeper because he has a good friend in the insurance world. Maybe, like I said, it's always good to head over to that podcast. Interesting. But that could be a catastrophe in your area. I mean, that could completely collapse you. And the fines for that is not $100, $200. Yeah. It's $200,000, $250,000. It is what they will sue you for. I don't know what will end up in court, but.
So what's the best option for someone who, possibly wants to talk with, Glassparency, or at least try to offer maybe this?
My recommendation, this is, just for me and my little insight, a couple of conversations. I don't think it's a great move for a PDR business.
Got it.
I think it will open up a can of worms, not just on the legal aspect of it, but you're selling your customers to Glassparency because the next time that they come in, or transparent, the next time that they come to you, they're going to be using this service.
And are they kind of right now hitting a lot of the PDR businesses? And is this kind of coming up right now within the industry?
Well, I know they're going to do a hard push.
I think a little.
Yeah, and I think they'll probably go into more of the detailing.
There's a lot more marketing right now in the auto recon with this warranty service.
And I think the strongest market is like detail shops. I think, now we've never really had an ability to try to sell these coverage. And so that's a nice thing that Glassparency has allowed us, and possibly for good reason, right? Because, the legality stuff side of things. But they will not allow you also, if you guys are wondering, they will not allow you to do any white labeling. So you can't say, warranty or PDR warranty for, Dentless Touch PDR warranty, but it's just offered through transparent. They won't allow you to white label their name. You can't even use your name with their name in any sense, is what they said.
Interesting.
So you pretty much are literally giving your customers to Glassparency. So
interesting.
And to be honest with you, I don't really like. I've compared their product with their glass coatings with other products on the market.
Yeah.
Now these products are way more expensive than Glassparency, but the product that is on my truck right now has lasted about 9 months, and it's still beating. We've put Glassparency on every one of our work trucks, and about 3 months it's gone. It needs that rejuvenation, which it clearly says in the warranty, but and
a lot of those coatings too, I think, still need reapplication as well. So it's not uncommon with those types of things.
It's not. Just be mindful, because a lot of that information is not at the the forefront.
No, it's in the little tiny print on the back
exactly.
at the bottom on the inside of the label.
Exactly. So, I mean, if you're interested, head over to, I think it's called Transparent Warranty. Head over there. You fill out the information. They'll give you a call. Now, I will say that people have been receiving different information. So either they're modifying as they go, which would be great, or they're just unclear of what's actually going on. Hopefully we can get the owner on the podcast, and he can say what he needs to say and give us more insight on at least from a PDR side. But you'll probably be seeing this because they're going to go for a huge push come next year is what it looks like. And so if you're not going to be selling it, you'll probably be doing some services for it. As far as I know, these packages are normally sold at dealerships for around $500, $600, $700, depending on different parameters that they cover. And there seems when you bundle it in, it can get above $1,000. So that's on the price thing for the customer. It seems to be pretty pricey, but they allow you to only get the key fob, or only get the interior or exterior, or headlight, or a PPF. Or the wheel, just to separate each policy that you feel that you may need in
each appearance coverage.
In that 3-year.
Nice. So overall, you would recommend?
Not now.
Got it.
Not now. I wouldn't recommend it.
If
they could make some small changes, and then it should
be a little more
enticing.
One.
Now, again, the legality aspect of it. You would have to definitely check with your state.
Do your research,
Yeah, because that could open up a whole can of worms that Transparent wouldn't really defend you. And again, those fines could cripple a PDR company.
Well, that was a really good find. I mean, that's it's not a it doesn't seem like a bad service.
No.
But like you said, a couple of small tweaks can make this really lucrative for a smaller business to make a couple extra bucks.
Yeah.
If technicians have any questions or anything like that, how could because I know you know a lot more about this than I do. You actually brought it to my attention. If technicians have any questions, how can they reach you?
Just send me an email, christopher.r@dentlesstouch.com. I can send you the links. I'll also leave the links for Glassparent.
Cool.
Well, actually Transparent in the show notes, and so you can click on it and make your own decision on this service. So it may fit some people, may not. Here at Dentless Touch, I would have to say no, not yet. But I'm always keeping that door open.
Cool. Sounds good.
Thanks, guys. I want to thank our sponsors, Dentcraft Tools, Mobile Tech RX, and Blim Tools, guys. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next